Hey everyone, so 2016 has been a pretty major year for OS. Lots of coverage on the game from big YouTubers and Twitch streamers. The level of play in the last 12 months has increased massively, with lots of old names coming back, some new names coming in, and really playing some crazy stuff. One of the things that gets some flack though is 2016 mapping in general. I personally enjoyed a lot of the maps this year, and some reasons people may have for disliking it is justified, certainly. Others I may disagree with, but with the best of 2016 voting currently live, I figured it'd be a good time for me to go through my top 10 favourite maps of the last year. My criteria for it isn't really scientific. If the map is unranked, it was uploaded in 2016, and if the map is ranked, it was ranked no later than like January 2017, and that goes for loved as well. And well, that's what I tried to stick with anyway. If it felt like it was a 2016 map, it went in there. And of course, how much fun I had with it, technical issues aside, whatever, the amount of fun I had with it is the only thing that matters really. I might have missed a couple of maps. I play a lot of maps, but I think I got the majority. If I missed them, it's okay. That's the nature of these lists. They're always going to be different, right? And well, yeah, here's my top 10 maps from 2016. I hope you enjoy. This one's an all-rounder as to why I like it. It's got that heavy slider focused style that I really enjoy, that fast slider velocity style, and it's certainly not the last map on this list with that style. You know, its technical rhythms with those sliders always a joy to play. The song plays a part in it too. It combines with the map really nicely, and it's something I always enjoy going back to if I just need a map to just chill on. The way it deals with that slowdown in the latter half and the way it builds is always something I enjoy to play. But yeah, this one is just an all-round map that I felt needed to be on the list because I enjoyed it a lot, so I'm going to put it in there at number 10. Now, 2016 brought about the idea of mashing up popular OS songs into a medley of sorts. People like Saki Z and Mr. Spaz and Eve made a couple of these, and they got pretty popular. This is the first one I remember seeing though, and playing this map for the first time was a really pleasant surprise actually, because I thought someone just mapped this tune. But what I didn't know is it came with an excellent storyboard by Exile, remaking the original video, and combine that with a pretty solid map that was just really fun to experience from one song to the next, hearing the transitions and, you know, bringing up that oh shit moment when Worldwide Gangster kicks in, my personal favourite part of the tune. And you have a really nice package. It's always fun to bring up in a multi-lobby. Now, I do love me a good Skystar map. I am a fan of his style, and you could say some of the patterns and the way he's done this one is similar to some of his others. But for me, like, his mapping style in conjunction with this tune just goes together so well. And I feel like the way he's mapped the dubsteppy sections, and in particular the way he's mapped those build-up sections, just goes together like bread and butter, and it's just so satisfying to play. I really do enjoy it. By far the difficulty on this as well is something I really like, and I think it's a bit underappreciated in comparison with Tempest. So you should give it a go if you like by far's slider heavy style. Definitely one of my favourite maps of the year though. I do love me a good stream map, and this is probably my favourite one of 2016. It's 200 BPM, so it's not terribly fast, but 200 BPM is a really cozy BPM to stream. It's still a challenge to deal with those longer streams, but it's not a fight to just keep up, you know, it's a very good middle ground. This one isn't really an aim map. When I'm playing this, all I really have to focus on is dealing with those streams, and that is always something I enjoy. You know, dealing with those stack to stacks with the sliders in the middle, those are always fun to deal with, and you know, it's all well and good, at least until you get to that speed up about 2/3 in. It's a swift punch to the gut that. You know, stream maps don't always have to be super space, you know. Sometimes getting back to basics is what you want, and this is a very good example of that. Now here's some 2016 mapping for you. I mean, I don't think you could get away with this sort of thing in like 2014 or something. I think it plays bloody brilliantly though. It's a really outlandish mix of spaced streams, alternation rhythms, and really fast slider velocity to create this unique map, which is really different from anything else. Even if you can't keep up with the difficulty though, from just watching it, you can tell how much effort was put in to represent the music in this. And you gotta give Handsome credit for doing so well with that, even if the map might not be your cup of tea. But for me, it was really, really fun to play this one. Of course a Mazarin map would be on this list. I do enjoy them. And no, they're not for everyone, but his note-heavy style can sometimes be a bit overdone, but it's always satisfying as hell to play. This one has a bit more to it than streams though. It's 13 minutes and probably the hardest map on this list, but the whole package is an intense experience. You know, from the really powerful start with those streams and jump patterns afterwards, into that slow part, and then building back up into the intense finale. Just the whole thing is really well done in my opinion, and you come out of it feeling exhausted. I certainly can't play it too often, but safe to say it is always a brilliant time when I can play it, when I'm feeling up to it, because it is a very, very difficult map, but certainly one of my favourite ones of the year. A very difficult, very long map, very technical also, lots of very high velocity slider patterns, some space streams to add a bit of flair, and just lots of very tricky rhythms to try and get your head around. It's an intense one to play, but a very fun one, and excellently done. On top of that, it also has a brilliant storyboard, meaning this thing is the whole package. It's also an excellent example of a collab map as well. I downloaded this before the storyboard came out, and I didn't know it was a collab, admittedly, until I saw the storyboard. And that's the sign of a good collab, when the mappers can mesh their styles together to make something whole. A map from Marucci, who is rapidly becoming well known as a mapper. He likes to experiment a lot in his maps, and when it works out, It's definitely something I'll enjoy, but I think out of all of the maps of his that I've played, this one might just be my favourite. Even though the patterns are quite tricky to sight read, all those overlapping sliders and strange spacing conventions and all that, nasty to play on a first try, but once you get it down, once you figure it out, it plays like gold and flows like water. You can tell Marucci has been playtesting this, and as a high-end player himself, he knows how the little things of maps work, and it really comes to the fore here, because no matter how outlandish this is, it still feels natural, and it's a map I can play over and over again and just never get bored of it. Hey, it's another technical map. They're nice though, I mean, I like them, what can I say? This one's the whole package though. A driving, intense tune, lots of variety in the difficulties, and a beautiful Exile storyboard which blew everyone's mind when it came out. Absolutely amazing stuff. The difficulty I highlight though is Xarius' diff. For similar reasons why I highlighted Chinese Restaurant earlier. Xarius goes ham with his mapping. But as a high-end player himself, he just knows the little things that work from his playing experience, and it shows, because it plays absolutely amazingly in my opinion. That slow breakdown section before the final chorus is one of my favourite parts of any map to play. If I had to just pull one out, it plays really nicely, and of course the overall high slider velocity style, something I really enjoy. A map that I can play many times over and never get sick of it. Alright, before we get on to number 1, let's go over a few honourable mentions that didn't quite make the list for one reason or another, but still deserve mention. playing this was the most memorable play of the year for a few reasons. I mean, it's a Fishy Fat map, which is always a good start. It's a very solid mapper, a very prolific mapper, but the combination of song and map in this had such a profound effect on me when I played it. I mean, I love playing marathon maps, and I feel like when you play marathon maps, it's a very visceral experience, but this one, I don't remember the last time I had such heart-stopping moments while playing this on my full combo run. Getting past some of the hard parts and the relief of when it slows down and get past one of the songs in this apocalyptic medley is something that I don't feel very often while playing maps anymore. I love playing OS and I have lots of fun playing it, but that feeling is something that you do lose after you play for so long, and I don't think I've had one like that since The Unforgiving when that came out. And certainly because of that, this has to be my map of the year. And that's my list. Hopefully you enjoyed it. The voting for the best of 2016, I believe, ended as of this recording, so the results for that will be coming out pretty soon. They should be interesting. Admittedly, it has become a bit of a popularity contest because, of course, you can only vote on the maps you've played, but here's an interesting alternative that I feel will be a good benchmark for it. The Mapper's Choice Awards, which is a more mapper, modder focused best of 2016 list run by some prominent mapper names in the community. I recommend keeping an eye on this. I think the results for this one will be very interesting. And anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and well, hopefully I'll see you on the next one, whenever that is.